Hey everybody, welcome back to Gears and Glory. We are so back. We're here to recap Melbourne, the first race of the season, the 2026 season,
Yep.
kick off, and there's so much to talk about. I was just telling Liv I took way too many pages of notes.
Fine.
Um, it's like
We got
three or four. It's fine. It's fine.
it's fine.
They're all bullet points and they're short, so it just gets long. We'll call it that, and not that I'm just crazy about it. But
There's just
yeah,
lots. There's a lot of things to say. That was a lot.
that
Even
was
from
a lot.
before the weekend started, there's been drama about this race for the last
It's been
weeks.
crazy because so even from like post Bahrain round 2, then they were like, cool, that's done. Let's go to Melbourne. And then it's like Doha airport is closed. All the airports are closed. The meme of like F1 season starting and then like the world leaders just like, so that was stressful. It was I think the FIA canceled some of the WEC races in the region or some of the rally races in the region too, because there was just like so much going on. So yeah, there's something to be said about that. This isn't a political podcast.
No.
It's sad that people died.
Yeah.
This is an F1 podcast though.
F1 isn't F. Can't even speak today. What's new? F1 isn't the main concern here, obviously, but that is what we're here to talk about. So don't hold us for
For
that.
better or worse. Yeah. So teams were stuck basically for a while.
Yeah.
Then I think, oh gosh, then I don't know what happened first. They like posted F1 Instagram posted the Australia poster, and Oscar was not in the middle. And I'm
We're not happy.
Australian by association.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's so interesting. I understand why they put Lando in the middle, because he won it last season. But also, everybody starts with 0 points.
Yeah, since when have we ever made a poster for a country dependent off who's leading or who won the world championship? It's always the people from that country are front and center. Do you know what
And
I
if
mean?
no one's from it, then it's like the blokes leading the championship at the time. So like no one. So it's like, why not put Oscar in the middle? And I understand there was so much other advertisement with Oscar in it, but I just like, I don't know, it just rubbed me the wrong way a tiny little bit of I was just like, they're all starting with the same amount of points, which is none.
I'm gonna say it. They jinxed Oscar. This is the reason. I don't know. It felt a little bit silly, and maybe we're just complaining for the sake of complaining, but it was just like, oh, that just feels
It's
off.
his home race. I mean, I don't know.
Give him some love.
Yeah, so I don't know. That just kind of, I don't know, it bothered me. And then also the other thing we learned was that the Aston Martin is actively trying to kill its drivers. The Aston Martin car came to life and it's a bad dog, basically.
Yeah.
Like it bites.
And you know what? I gave it so much benefit of the doubt. So obviously,
Everyone was like, Adrian Newey.
yeah. But even after it was, I don't know, Fernando, I think it was, maybe Stroll, one of them said I can't do 25 consecutive laps without having permanent nerve damage in my hands. And I was like,
Yeah.
you're just being dramatic. You're sandbagging. No way Adrian Newey is making a terrible car.
Surely.
No
Surely
way.
not.
And
But that's what
practice, I was like, they're just sandbagging, don't worry. And then qualifying in the race hit, and I was like, oh, okay.
yeah. Yeah, that's what people were saying though of like, I don't know who said it. Someone said it was like they put him in as team principal. They didn't put him in the engineering positions where he can make maybe the most amount of difference.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know. But someone on Threads said something about, gosh, it made me laugh. And I know I like wrote down there, ugh, where is it? They called it the nerve damage 9000. They were saying like, Cadillac, why did you, gosh, and I know I have their freaking at also. Oh my God. Whatever. Yeah. Someone, not me, said it. They said they called it the nerve damage 9000. They were like, Cadillac, how did you qualify below the nerve damage 9000? But yeah. So, goodness gracious. I guess we can talk about the practice. I mean, I guess practice kind of boded poorly for the race and for qualifying because basically it's just like, and the commentators on at least F1 TV were saying it plenty of like, it's going to be a reliability season of like, is your Like, can your car finish a race more than like, are you fast enough to beat the other people? It's going to be more of like a, can you just get to the end?
And you know what? Sorry guys, we're jumping around this season. I've decided that we're just saying whatever we think of. But we saw exactly that in the race. Like we saw Isaac Hadjar, like the poor kid had so much pace, so much speed. That kid would have been on the podium if the Red Bull was reliable. But no, his car blew up. Not literally, but like I thought that thing was about to catch fire. But like
It was smoking bad.
that, and as soon as he stopped, it got worse. Which I don't understand the mechanics of that, but it got worse, and I don't know.
Yeah, no.
It's frustrating, and like, I think it's going to be a game of leapfrog this season. It's gonna
Yeah.
be, like, it's ridiculous, especially this boost button. Oh my god, I hate it. I hate it.
Oh my gosh, did you see what Charles said about it?
No,
He was like, it's like getting a mushroom in Mario Kart.
yes, it is. Literally how I explained it to my best friend this morning. I was like trying to explain how like, okay, spoiler guys, if you didn't watch the race, Oscar didn't make it to the starting grid. But I was trying to explain to her that he only crashed because when he accelerated, his boost battery thing was assumingly broken when he left the pit lane. He got to turn 4, he's accelerated, and all of a sudden it's back in, and he got 100 kilometers an hour than he thought.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I explained it to her. I was like, it's like in Mario Kart where you got to drive and drive until you get a boost, and then you can boost. I was like, it's literally that. It's stupid. Like, I saw somebody post about it this morning. I can't remember who it was. Sorry, guys. I think it was one of the blokes who drives in the Super Utes. He was like, remember when, like, F1, they actually had to, like, outbrake each other and fight to be able to, like, overtake each other, and now they're just like, oh, I'll boost past you. Oh, but I'm boosting back past you now.
Mm.
In the first 10 laps, the lead changed, like, what, 8 times? Like, that's ridiculous.
I have to say it's really exciting. It's really very exciting, though.
It is.
Like,
in that sense, like, it is, because we don't know what to expect with racing. So in that sense, it's so exciting. But now I'm like, this might as well be Formula E almost.
yeah, and you know, I keep saying it, but I would love to get James Coker's take on this because I know he knows more about Formula E than us.
Yeah.
And so it feels so much because when we interviewed him, he was talking about like, oh, it's all about like saving the battery and using attack mode when like it makes the most sense because you like run out of it, which like we don't have that in F1, but we do have the component of like you have to recharge and save your battery and like use it. But it's so much more of an involved driving style, which I know I noted like in the notes of like, and I think that's also probably like it's so different. They were talking about they changed the power unit and they changed the chassis at the same time, which hasn't happened in a very long time in Formula One. So there's just like a lot of relearning because it's not just DRS. Like honestly, the regulations we were with were really straightforward. Like you have DRS or you don't, and then your car's what it is. Now it's like you have straight mode, you have corner mode, you have overtake mode, which I'll say I still don't understand overtake mode. Because they have the straight mode sections, and the straight mode sections are slightly longer, and they added a straight mode section in addition to where basically DRS was before, which was between turns, what are these? 5 and 6. So that's now straight mode. So you get like the aero package like flattening to give you more speed.
Yeah.
But then there's the singular overtake mode detection point. But what does that mean? Like where's the overtake?
Well, because there was more that, like, they had another one in, like, another section. I can't remember where it was, but they actually removed it on Saturday because drivers were complaining about it. They said, this is, like, a joke. And, like, for safety, they got rid of that, like, DRS zone, whatever, overtake zone, whatever you want to call it.
So interesting. So the
What I understand is it's essentially DRS with a different name. Like, I think it's literally, like, the same detection zones. But why can they use overtake mode and the boost at the same time? Like,
wait, boost is different from overtake mode?
Yeah. Well, because they were I don't know. I was watching Sky Sports. I keep forgetting I can watch F1 TV. I keep forgetting. She's going to yell at me again, but I keep forgetting I can switch to F1 TV. So at least on Sky Sports, they ended up halfway through the race creating a graphic where it showed how charged their battery was, and it said boost and overtake mode. They were 2 separate things. And then at some point they were like, oh, Charles Leclerc's using boost and overtake mode. And I was like, what? Sorry, excuse my French. What the fuck? Like, I don't have another word for that. Like, I'm like...
Someone smarter than me needs to explain that to me.
Right?
This is an open invitation, if you're smarter than us, to explain it, because I don't get it.
Literally, all I'm understanding is I think overtake mode, you just get regardless. As soon as you hit that like DRS zone, you get overtake mode. Like it unlocks.
But it doesn't
boost, you need a charge for that.
I'm so confused.
It's like when you get to this stage, then you can unlock. Have you seen that TikTok sound?
No, but it's like explaining a board game.
Yeah, you'll get it.
Yes, actually, yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. I'm bamboozled. Genuinely, that's the nicest way to say it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't actually know what's going on anymore. I know I get very excited. I was so excited before the race was about to start. Wait, let's talk about lights out also. I kept getting butterflies. I was like sitting on the couch and I was like, I have to stand up. I have butterflies in my stomach. I'm like, I need it. I can't sit down. But the lights.
I was like, how's this new start gonna go? Like this
right, because they all park up. Green flag waves. Then there's like 5-second period because they have to get like the revs up or something, and then it's actually the lights out procedure. But even Charles commented on it in his post race interview. He was like, "That was fast." They went lights out and then immediately lights out. Like they counted up the lights and then they were immediately out. And I think that it just sent everybody like. There was Colapinto dodging Liam Lawson because the start procedure was just bananas.
That was insane because I don't know if they showed on F1 TV, but Sky Sports, we didn't see that.
No, not until the montage.
Yeah,
in the cool down room.
Reaction of
George.
I did the exact same thing because I was like, "What the frick? Why are we not hearing about this until now?"
Why did no one say anything about it? Just because it's an Alpine, which also I think I noticed the rear wing of the Alpine is different to everyone else's.
The wing.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, just because it's an Alpine.
They're like, whatever, we don't care. But so all of the other wings are like, they're like the traditional where it like flips up or whatever. I think the Alpine flips down and goes flat. So it doesn't end up with two, it ends up with one lower wing when it's in straight mode.
I get you. To be honest, if so, they've figured something out because Gasly killed it.
Yeah, no, they did well.
But like points in the first race of the season when Alpine's expected to be crap, you killed that. Do you know what I mean?
Well, and Franco got the top speed of the entire race.
Fastest.
I was shocked. Wait, speaking of Franco Colapinto, did you see his penalty that he got when they like messed up the graphic?
Yes.
The Colapinto and go penalty.
It was so funny for what? It was good. Oh my god. No, but
they're just people.
Dude, it's so funny. Like, surely they did that on purpose. Like, that's just a little bit of a funny laugh.
I think it was VCarb who posted, it's like, this is who you're asking to like figure out the aero package. And it's like all of the childhood pictures of all of the people on their team. I'm like, yeah, you're asking someone's child to make a broadcast for like millions of people.
Literally just guessing. I'm trying my best.
Colapinto and go. It's a new penalty. Figure it out. I don't care.
They don't start using that every race.
Oh, God.
Oh, but no, with that new starting procedure, I feel like, you know how like Ferrari's been saying this is going to be really dangerous, it's going to be really dangerous. They figured out how to make their cars get off the line faster. And I think we saw that really well. The way Charles Leclerc threaded that fucking needle. Even Mum who like, she understands enough, but she was like, whoa, I like how he did that. And I was like, yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah. That was crazy.
From like, what, he was like P5 or 6 into the lead. That was insane. Like, I think that just showed how well those Ferraris have made their cars, like, to better withstand that starting procedure. I don't know if that makes sense. That was a lot of random words, but like...
No, yeah. Like, they've set it up to, like, be able to handle whatever the new starting procedure is. And I hate to say it. So, okay, so let me talk about practices a little bit, because I started to get a little hopeful, which is an error as a Ferrari fan. Yeah. So, FP1... top 3 were Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen. Then I said, don't give me hope. Then FP2. FP2 was Oscar, and then Kimi, and then George. And then FP3 was George, Lewis, and Charles. Yeah. And by the end of FP3, actually, Hadjar was in front of Max at the end of FP3. So I just, and then everyone was like, there's no second seat curse. And then his car died.
Guys, full offense, it's the Daniel Ricciardo curse. Because why has Max Verstappen got the number 3 and now he's shit? I'll say it.
Yikes.
I love the man, but that was I know it wasn't his fault, but that was embarrassing.
Q1.
Not
Let's
his
talk
fault.
about it. Let's talk about it. That I think that's what I keep saying of like I keep saying I've said it once so far in the pod, it's fine. Of like I think the cars are so much more involved to drive, and I think almost because they said it in the broadcast too, they were like Arvid Lindblad doesn't have to relearn how to drive the car. He just has to learn how to drive this one. There's no unlearning, no habits formed that he has to change. He gets to go in and he's been figuring out this from his previous car, which was a completely different spec, to this. And so he's only learning it this way the first time. When they change the regs, is that going to absolutely send him through it? Probably. But that's what all these other drivers are going through now after like 10 years of the same regulation. 10 years? That's basically a breakup.
Yeah. And like I understand they changed the regulations a little bit, like they changed them a little bit in like
Sure.
but
Like not like this.
major. Like this is like
Yeah.
a completely different vehicle.
It feels like a completely different. I mean, the way the drivers are talking about it feels like they feel like it's a completely different sport. But like, I don't know. I don't mind that it's more electrical, battery powered. I don't mind as a viewer, but also whatever. I'm not in the car. I'm not driving it.
My opinion, really mean. Actually, it was really funny. Riccardo Corte, who like was working at Ferrari as like their race engineers, not race engineers, but like performance engineers.
Yeah.
Like years. He's recently left Ferrari and he's moved to Melbourne and he's working for one of our supercars teams, Grove, right?
Mm.
And Jess Yates, who's one of our like supercars broadcast presenters, sat down and interviewed him at the Grand Prix this weekend. And she goes, well, Riccardo, you're probably the best person to talk to. You probably understand these F1 regulations a little bit more. And he just goes, honestly, yeah. Real.
It's so crazy though, because I guess I thought that they would have figured it out by now. Even though the winter break was kind of short, like
they had like 90
they
days.
also like don't like they changed the second overtake mode section. Oh, I'm just counting. They changed the second overtake mode section. They like are adjusting the starting procedure. They're like changing the regulations like now for like even like PUs and stuff. And I'm like, I guess I just thought they'd have it figured out. But I also think that this is stress testing, which is like when I work in data. So like when you release a survey, you do like a soft launch to like collect data in case something's wrong. And then you don't like collect all the data that you need on like a program that's incorrect.
Yeah.
And it's like, I almost wish they had soft launched these rules with like a sprint or something. But there's no way they're going to do that. Like they have to stress test it and then just like go from there.
And we got a sprint coming this weekend. It's fine. We'll see what happens.
It's fine.
China's
the races are at like 9. Well, the sprint is at 9. That's fine. The race is at like 1 a.m. I'm not watching that live. Sorry.
I think China's a good time zone for me from memory. I think it works out in the late.
It'll be like probably early afternoon or something.
I'm gonna have a look into it because I don't know.
Mid-afternoon. But yeah, let's see. I think we talked about a lot of the big stuff, but let me make sure we haven't missed anything so far.
I think
Apple TV is new in the US.
Oh yeah, that looks really good.
Yeah, so I'm a proud owner of Apple TV now. I'm really sad to not have F1 TV. There's also ads.
Oh.
Which I just like I understand it's like a streaming service, but it's I don't know. It's just like they're like all Apple ads. It's all Ford and Apple ads because Ford is like the presenting sponsor on Apple. So like there's always a little Ford thing in the top right of the screen. But yeah, I'll be rewatching Ted Lasso now that I'm a proud owner of Apple TV. But yeah, so but it was really nice to see all of the old announcers, and I think there's a lot of things that you can do with it of like you can have like multi-view and you can have like onboards and the broadcast, which is nice.
Yeah, well, I saw
so that's fun.
Cast and then like Lando and George is on board next to it, and I was like, they've really figured this out for like a fan-centered viewing. Like this looks really good.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it 100%. But yeah, let's see. Practice was reliability was the big thing of like everybody was just like all the sessions took so long. Like when I would open to rewatch the practices to take notes, like the amount of time, it's usually like, let's say there's like a 15-minute pre-show and a 15-minute post-show or whatever. So it's like you get like an hour and a half of viewing, and it was like 2 hours long. I was like, what happened? Because there would be yellow flags, there would be VSCs in practice, there'd be red flags, 1,000,000 different things happening.
Well, yeah, poor Kimmy. I think that's like the big title of practice. Kimmy Antonelli's massive shunt. That was
huge. Someone is looking out for him from like God. He's God's favorite right now, basically.
I don't know how he got out of that. His hands were on the wheel when he hit the concrete barrier. Like,
yeah, he smashed it into the wall.
Yeah.
Practice 3, which is like, if you're gonna smash it into the wall, do it. If you're gonna do it FP1, if you have to do it FP2, don't do it FP3. Because what's after that? Quali.
I don't know how they are repaired.
I'm telling you, like, he's God's favorite because oh my gosh. So then Q1. Then, okay, we have to talk about, in the same breath with Q1, we have to talk about Max's crash, which we, I think, touched on as well.
We can ignore it.
So it was funny, you posted, I think you posted on your close friends, like, screenshots of the group chat at that point. It was late for me.
We're a little bit dramatic.
Britt was there, so she was like, I'm leaving. I said, I'm going to bed. I just stopped watching after that. I was like, I'll watch this later. And then you were like, I'm done. I'm done with the earthly realm. I'm out of here.
Podcast Monday.
So yeah, but it was scary because Max was checking his hands too after his crash. I think the crashes actually happen because there's so much, maybe the cars aren't faster, but there's more power behind them, if that makes sense. Well, so they're like so much snappier.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if he had the same issue as Oscar, because those crashes looked identical, even though they were past the circuit. I'm wondering if his battery malfunctioned and he had a lot more power into that corner than he thought he did.
I think what they said was he had a double rear lockup. Going into the turn, I think he had like too much power going in, and the tires were just like, I'll stop now then. So he had a double, hold on, I wrote it down. He had a double rear lockup fully, and there was just nothing at that point. It's like you're just a passenger. It's like riding a horse. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. This guy's in charge. But yeah, so what happened, because Max's crash, which thank goodness he's okay. And thank goodness Kimmy is okay after his crash. And thank goodness Oscar. Thank goodness everybody who crashed is okay. Anyways, that aside. Kimmy's mechanics could keep working on the car even though quali time was paused. So they got however much time to get the car in working enough Parc Fermé situation to put him through to Q1 to at least get out of Q1. So that was insane. That was the craziest thing. Literally the stars were aligned for Mercedes. Yeah. Well, arguably, I think, for the whole season. Like, I think it's kind of their season again.
I don't know, guys. I've been saying this since, like, last year, you reckon, on this podcast?
It's maybe 2 years ago.
I've been saying this for a while. This is George Russell's year. Like, I wholeheartedly believe it. And especially after, like, that filming day they had at Silverstone or whatever. That car was flying. I do something, Sof, because I don't know whether this was shown on, like, American or any other broadcast other than Australia's, because it is an Australian category. This is such a detail, but it just popped in my mind and I'll forget. But speaking of almighty crashes through that, like, little chicane at the start, in a supercars, I don't know if you saw Brock Feeney's crash.
No, were they running on this? Was that the crash? Because they were talking about something about clearing debris before the session, because one of the sessions was delayed.
So that would have been Brock Feeney's crash. Let me see if I can look. Okay. It won't let me zoom. Okay, what the hell? Okay, you're just going to have to, like, watch it like this. He's a little Red Bull car in the middle somewhere. Hopefully it shows it quickly. Oh, yeah. He's a little Red Bull towards the back a little bit, not the first one. He got spun one way. Yeah, tried to gas it. Oh, I feel sick watching it. He was leading the championship.
Oh, my God.
He got tagged from behind, spun one way. Then he got tagged, like, from the rear and that way, spun to the other side, took out 2 cars, which spun him back the other way. He got taken out again. His car was in
Good God. Is he okay?
Yeah, he walked out fine. But, like, oh my God, his dad's reaction on the broadcast, I was like, I'm with you, Paul. I'm crying too.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
That was
lots of crashes.
Like, that corner, because that was like Kimmy and Max both there as well. So, like,
yeah.
was very vocal about this. She was like, "There's something on the road," and I was like, "There's nothing on the road. Like they just suck. I don't know, but like." She was like,
They
"There's
just suck.
yeah,
Yeah.
fine."
Oh my gosh. So
Oh,
let's see what else. In Q2, I took notes that there was the first like massive eye zoom to Charles Leclerc.
first one of
They
the
were like just this and is like up. I'm like, show me the inside of his head then at this point. Just keep zooming. We'll get in there.
season. Literally, my
Yeah,
mom
it was so
was like, "Oh,
funny.
I love his eyes." Apparently, the rest of the world does too, Mum. They all agree.
Nah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so then in Q3, the top 10 order was George Russell got pole, then Kimmy, then Isaac, then Charles, then Oscar, RIP, then Lando Norris, which also, and here's the thing that I think is so interesting. He's just the champion. He's in the middle of the poster for F1 post. He was not part of the conversation.
I don't even think I saw him in the race once.
They
I,
would put him in the little box on the side to keep track when Max caught up to him.
Max flew through the field. One thing that's important to say, Max obviously started P20 because he didn't even set a time.
100%. Yeah.
He was really not P22 because who was it? Stroll.
It was Nico Hulkenberg didn't start, and who else?
But Hulkenberg qualified P11, so I think he just started from the pit lane because of a problem. But there was someone else.
Yeah, but then he ended up. I don't think he ended up actually running.
No, I don't think so. But there was two other people that also didn't set a time before he did.
Oh,
he was.
But no, it was us. No, I don't know.
Signs, because his car broke down at the pit entry, so he also didn't set a time. So Stroll and Sainz didn't set times because their cars were shit. So then Max was P20, and then he climbed to like what P6.
Yeah, let's see. He was up to P13 by lap 4. He was in P11 by lap 6, and then was into the points by lap 10. So that's basically like a car a lap that he was passing.
Yeah.
And then with the virtual safety car by lap 14, he was P6. So then he was scrapping a little bit with Arvid, who was actually doing a really good job of defending. There was just one point where it was like boost, overtake, whatever was engaged, and Max just kind of flew by. But Arvid was like really defending it. Like obviously Red Bull does really good scouting, or they have like some huge gems, but like Arvid 100% is one of those.
100%. It's so funny though, because I was listening to the radio the other day, and they were like about to have the Racing Bulls drivers. Is that what they're called? Racing Bulls? I don't know. But they were about to have V-Carb drivers on the radio show or whatever. And the radio host was like, "Oh, and something about Arvid Lindblad. He had a really good season in F2 last year, and now he's in F1." And I'm like, he really didn't have that good of a season in F2. I don't really know why he was promoted, but like they did a good job doing it.
Wasn't he like 6th or 7th in the championship?
Let me Google it, because I don't know, but like he didn't do good.
But they were just like, it's him. He's him.
Yeah. Like he wasn't awful, obviously, but he wasn't anywhere near the championship fight. So I'm like, did he really do that good? You know?
Yeah, but no, he just like has that dog in him basically. But so Max ends up passing him. This is now by like lap 20. 6th? Yeah. And then he was fighting with Lando for P5, fighting hard. I don't think he wound up actually passing him. But with the pits and the VSCs, I think he just wound up P6. But like P20 to P6, like
not bad for how shit his car's been looking.
And like the last minute repairs from quali then to the race. That's another one of like you put it in the wall in practice 1 or 2 if you have to. You avoid it in FP3 and quali because then it's time to race. So like for all of the repairs, I don't know. I think they did a really good job getting that car back together and like for Max to get up to P6. But also it's like it's Max Verstappen. He's gonna do that. He won driver of the day. I voted for him driver of the day. I was like, I'll vote for Charles. I was like, he's on the podium. He can have the podium. I'll vote for Max. Max is the one who deserves it, I think. But yeah, let's see. We talked about how fast the lights out was. That was crazy. I still can't.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it was immediate. I was like, well, I wasn't ready for that. Usually there's like a breath of time, basically.
Yes, to breathe.
So insane. Yeah, we talked about the start, and I think the big piece of conversation, which I think we talked about a little bit about the results and stuff, but it was like, it's Ferrari and Mercedes right now, it's looking like. Oh, that's one thing I was gonna say. When at the end of quali, George and Kimmy are double front row, lockout, that's what I mean to say. Toto looks at the camera and was like, a little evil smile, little evil little smirk. I'm obsessed. I thought it was the funniest thing ever because he never breaks the fourth wall. He's always sitting there with his arms crossed and his headphones on and just like watching and pretending he can't see himself on the podcast, but not on the broadcast. But this time he was like,
And he knew it. He
so
knew
funny.
they were strong because when Kimmy crashed in
They were
qualifying,
sandbagging so hard.
his reaction to the broadcast when Kimmy crashed, he goes, ah. Literally, I was like, why are you laughing? Your child just crashed. This is how he was laughing.
That's
He knew
so
they were going to
funny.
bounce back with a front row lockout.
Yeah, no, that was so funny. But yeah, the big story, I mean, the lead was for a long while. And I think part of the reason it was lost was something between bad luck and something between classic Ferrari strategy. But it was George and Charles trading P1 for a little while, which I think was very exciting. I've been saying this since we found out how large scale the changes were going to be for the regulations of like, this is going to be carnage. I didn't expect it to be so much carnage. And I've been saying this of like, over the weekend, I've been like messaging you and saying like, I didn't think it was going to be this bad. Like, I thought that they were going to be like slow and like,
Yeah.
I thought they were just gonna be like slow and the order was gonna be shuffled up a lot, which like I think it has because like the V carbs are really competitive, whereas like Haas was kind of not really anywhere. McLaren is kind of back in the midfield, arguably.
Alpine in the
Um, yeah. So, but like I didn't expect it to be so like a reliability thing because we had so many DNFs. I'll talk about that, but with the lead of I think it's exciting too in that like they were trading back and forth and it was like, oh my gosh, like that's the kind of racing that like is interesting to see, is like not when, for how good of a driver Max is, it's not the most exciting race to watch him win by 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It's exciting when things like this happen where they're trading back and forth and someone's winning it on merit and strategy, which is where I think it gets a little unlucky of like with the virtual safety cars. First of all, you pit when there's a VSC. You pit when there's a safety car. You pit.
I've got a bone to pick with Ferrari. And they
The
can't
second one,
win a double stack. Look how well Mercedes did. Get better pit crew then. I don't know. Like, if Mercedes can do it, surely
they have a good crew though too. Like they're fast.
exactly.
Last season they had the record. They set it in China and they held it until McLaren took it like in the second half of the season.
Yeah.
For the fastest pit stop.
There's no reason they
So
double stacked. I'll say it.
yeah, and so they were, first of all, they missed the first safety car pit window. Like they missed that. They just decided not to. And the second one, I will say, was unlucky
That was
because of where Valtteri's car broke down. He was one of the DNFs
yeah.
right at the entrance of the pit lane. And both of them happened like right when the Ferraris and the Mercedes were going past the pit entry. So it was like, you barely were starting to understand the situation. And then it was like too late to capitalize on it.
And by the time they got back around, pit entry was closed, so they couldn't even pit there.
Yeah, that one was like, it was like the first one was like, that's on you. The second one was like, you suck.
Yeah, literally. They're like, haha, again.
Wait, I do that a lot actually when something like unfortunate but not bad happens to somebody that I know. I'll go, haha. Or I'll send like, there's a finger pointing emoji and it's the most aggressive emoji I think there is. If you send me the finger pointing emoji, we have beef.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, yeah. So they traded back and forth a ton. Oh my gosh, George is back to his usual Karen shenanigans, and he comes on the radio, lap 3. He's like, "That was dangerous what he did." He said, especially after what we talked about in the drivers' meeting. He's like trying to invoke guilt from a previous conversation. That's like, I don't think Charles cares right now if you live or die.
Yeah, literally.
Like he doesn't care. He wants to win.
He's missed being on the top step of that podium. He'll kill you if he has to, I think.
Right, and they were saying that also in the broadcast. They were talking about it like, oh, it's going to be like when Charles and Max were scrapping in, 2022?
Yeah.
when it was like between them, like that's what it's going to look like. Although I think it's going to be like we saw, you know, George and Charles. And I think George is not prepared for that. Like Charles has never shown anything except for what he is when driving with George.
Yeah.
Like
Literally.
even his freaking Secret Santa present was like, haha, I overtook you on the gravel. And they let me keep the position.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. And like I think George just needs to like internalize that that's like how Charles drives, because that's how Charles drives. So I
He's
just, that
very
was
like,
funny.
George is like, he's setting the rules. He's like, this is the rules, you've got to follow them. Except for in Monaco when he was like, I'll take the penalty. That's the only time I've seen him break this character.
Just fully just ignoring the fact that there's track limits.
He's like, yeah, not my problem.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So that was crazy. It was a lot of it of an L from Ferrari's strategy to miss the first safety car pit window.
Yeah.
And then it was just unlucky and they had to just regular pit and they just gave up the lead then. And like that's just a strategy thing. Like there's nothing you can really.
I had to laugh at Lewis, who was like, obviously when he saw the next VSC come out, he goes, my tyres are fine, do not double stack us. He was like, no. And then one of the Sky Sports commentators were like, it was later on, they said something like, and their lead strategy just Lewis Hamilton, and I was like,
otherwise known as Lewis. Oh my gosh, yeah, but and I think that's maybe why Carlos was so successful with Ferrari, because he has that always going in his brain of like, which I don't know if he even has the capacity to do it with how much like thinking they have to do in the cockpit right now. But like he was able to also think about strategy and tactics and like being mindful about how to make sure that he keeps a lead, undercuts, overcuts. Like he's thinking about those things while he's driving also, which I think is why he did well. And I think both drivers would benefit from it. I think Charles is very much a company golden boy, and so is maybe less likely to offer something that's not been explicitly discussed because of how, you know, like it, I don't know how to describe it, but just like how enmeshed like him and Ferrari are. Like he is part of the entity and the entity is part of him, whereas Lewis is newer. And Carlos was like the second driver to Charles. Like he's their guy. So I think it almost gives them also a little bit of freedom though to then be like, no, I want to pit now, or no, pit me later. Let's do this or that when it comes to strategy, because you're less of like an overlap, if that makes sense.
100%.
So yeah, big strategy miss. Yeah, there was carnage. So yeah, we talked about Isaac's PU dying. Lap 10. That was devastating. Alonso DNF'd. And they came back out.
I was sitting there with my went, oh, Alonso's gone. Guess they weren't sandbagging.
He rose from the dead.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he's back. All right. I was like,
oh
what?
My God.
I understand.
Yeah, so
hello.
He was like 2 laps down. Oh yeah, here it is. Calling the Aston the nerve damage 9000. Credit to Maori _not_ Maori on threads. That's where my note was hiding. But yeah, the nerve damage 9000 got him back.
That was
Ian, I guess. That was crazy though.
I don't know. Did he even finish or did he DNF again?
He DNF'd again. Yeah, he didn't like actually finish it. I think they were just out for practice because they missed so much of it.
Yeah, you might as well take the laps just to get some data. Like, you know what I mean?
Something, anything.
Against it, might as well.
Yeah, but yeah, and then Bottas DNF lap 19. I think his car just like also died. Ferrari were at the pit lane when the VSC was called and they all caps missed it again. God, why Jesus, I can't do this. That's literally what I have in my notes.
I think Sof is struggling a bit. But like,
yeah, and Lewis had said that he did not want to be double stacked.
It's like it's literally just the reliability of everything. Like even through like practice, how many cars we saw just randomly stop? Like Arvid Lindblad and then just stop.
Oh my God, no, they were all just like literally dying.
Yeah, they were just like stopping everywhere. Mom
I'm done. I'm actually okay. Like it's so funny because it does remind me of like you're literally riding a horse. Like if the horse doesn't want to do it, it's like I'm not gonna argue with a 1,400-pound animal.
Yeah.
Like what am I gonna say? Please? Yeah. Like it's not gonna go if it doesn't want to go.
You're never beating the horse girl allegations. You bring up a
No, I'm
horse
not.
episode.
No, I talked about it at work. I forgot that like people don't know that about me, like lore wise. And I talked about it at work, and they were like, we were talking about something how our data was stable, and I was like, stables for horses, and they're like, oh, like are you an authority on horses? I was like, yeah, actually, I am an authority on horses. So, oh my gosh, let's see. I took a couple notes on some of the scraps. Lawson versus Perez, alive and well.
All
Lawson,
like
he
they
picks
brought
fights
back.
with Hispanic people all the time.
You might as well have flipped him off again. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, yeah, they were noted, but I don't think there was a penalty. All of these, I think, were, no, not all of them were noted. Ocon and Gasly, again, also alive and well.
Was not that. Was
No further action, but they were noted also.
yeah. Well, I think they should have just like banned Esteban Ocon. I don't know. That was scary. I went.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. So they were scrapping tire to tire. And Ollie versus Arvid was also one that I saw that they were fighting pretty well. They were like keeping up with each other, doing some really nice defending, like proper racing craft, I guess, for lack of better words. So like it was cool to see like not a rookie anymore, but like two really young drivers. Like one of them's a rookie and the other's Ollie Behrman, who's like a child. All these guys are 18, and I'm like, your brain's not done developing, sweetie. Like just
Take hits to the head like this.
yeah, we can't keep getting brain soup after every concussion, please.
Literally.
So yeah. Let's see.
Lapping Perez.
Oh my god, wait, yeah. They were lapping people so early. Not even halfway. The Ferraris were lapping Perez on lap 23, which was crazy. George was nearly going to lap Ollie, who was in P7. So, like, not only had they started lapping people really early, they were almost about to start over again and lap everybody twice.
Yeah. That was insane.
Which is just crazy.
And like I hate this because like it gives me faith that the Ferraris are quick. And like I said to my mum yesterday, I said, because she was like, oh my god, maybe they'll be fine. Look at, they're doing well in practice. And I was like, don't give them any of your faith. They can
you like can't look it in the eye.
No, they can
or it's gonna disappear.
Them. They can smell it and they're just gonna like die. They're just demolished. I don't know. I was like, just don't give them any sense that you have courage in them because they will use it against you.
Yeah. Yep.
So
but yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, we had 6 total cars DNF by the end of it. Let's see, points were, obviously the order was George 1. Yay, George. I do think it's a strong George year. Kimi was up there, which, I mean, he's in the Mercedes, so like, of course. Then we had Charles, then Lewis, then Lando, which again, I just think it's so interesting how he like is not really part of the conversation. I mean, maybe it's just such a shock because last season it was his season to win or lose, basically.
Yeah.
Well, it was also Oscar's season to win or lose, but
they were never going to let Oscar win. Be so for real. Have you started to survive yet?
No, I'm so behind. I'm watching so many different TV shows. To be fair, I watched A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and now I'm like my 5 to 9 after my 9 to 5 is I just sit down and I watch Game of Thrones.
Honestly fair. Okay, well, I've not finished Try to Survive, but I'm going to spoil 2 parts for you because I thought they were so funny. There was one, Britt thought I was insane for laughing at it, but it was like showing when Franco Colapinto took over from Jack Doohan. Flavio's just bullying Franco. He literally at first he goes, when he crashed in, I don't know, somewhere, and he comes back in and sorry, Franco, like, it's just my bullshit. And he goes, sorry's not going to fix anything. I know it's your bullshit. And I was like, love it. And then after, I don't know, some race after Imola, they have a meeting again with, like, Flavio, Pierre, and Franco. And I can't remember what started. Something happened. Flavio just turns to Franco and he goes, you need to get it through your head. You're the problem. You need to understand this. And I was like, oh my God.
No, he did not. If it was, well, I have a lot of thoughts about him. I love him. He scares me. He's terrifying to me.
I just think he gets it done. Do you know what I mean? And I think if Jonathan Wheatley still has respect and love for him, I think he can't be that bad of a person. I think we're all just seeing the bad side of him. Because Jonathan Wheatley's a little angel. Do you know what I mean?
do adore Jonathan Wheatley. He's also very handsome, but like so smart. Just wonderful to like interview. Like I've seen him do interviews. He just seems lovely.
friendly. But he brushes his teeth with 2 toothbrushes.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No way.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. It's in the middle of Drive to Survive. It's in episode 2. If you watch it, it's at the beginning. He's got a
Okay.
white toothbrush and he's like brushing his teeth with 2.
I'm sorry, that's insane.
Gobsmacked. Anyway,
That's not normal.
Zach invites Oscar out to drive the old McLarens that he owns. So he owns a Senna McLaren and a Hamilton McLaren, the 2007 one, right? So he invited him out to a track. I think it was Paul Ricard, and they just spent a day driving these cars together. And I was like, what's going on here? And then they had lunch together, and they were fully like fucking talking about the championship. And you could just tell he had never planned on letting Oscar win this championship.
Like, it's like when you like take your dog to like do all their favorite things before putting them down.
Literally, yes, that's what it was. I was like,
yikes!
You're gonna die when you watch it, but I
will.
I think it's just even more clear. Like, I know I keep saying it, and it's probably not a thing, but just like from my perspective, it just seems like Zach Brown really loves Lando and wants him in the team,
and that's fine. But then own it.
Oscar and wants Oscar in the team. So it's like they've got like the CEO and team principal just headbutting each other, and I reckon that was half the problem with who wins the championship, that they were just like locking horns. But it made me sad that after Oscar's crash, yesterday, an Alpine employee walked him back to the paddock. Where were your friends from McLaren? Why was there an Alpine man walking you back to the paddock?
You can't write that. You can't, because you can't, there's no way to script. That's too, the universe.
Yeah.
I'm like malfunctioning right now. I'm like, what?
Literally. I was sitting there, I was like, and it was just Alpine on the back of his shirt, and I was like, so I don't know if it was like, I don't know, I assume it had to be an Alpine F1 team, like, member, because I don't think, like, the F2 and F3 teams, even when, like, a driver's backed by Alpine, I don't think they have Alpine on their shirts, do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's only...
No, I don't think they would. They'd have, like, the main...
Like, do you know what I mean? It's not the whole team. So I was gobsmacked to see Oscar makes it out like Alpine's the devil, and Alpine's walking back to the paddock. Why were they not?
Yikes. Yeah, you gotta have your people at least running there. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. But yeah, I think that all was happening because I said that Lando was P5.
Yeah, how did we get there?
And then
anyway.
And Max was P6. Ollie got points. So Ollie got points and not Esteban, which is interesting. Arvid Lindblad, in his debut, scored points and was not just 10th, but he was P8. So that's huge. Again, I know I just said it, but like, he's got that dog in him. Like, he has the ability, especially if he was defending against Max decently well. I mean, it's Max. He's going to get past you. But like, he put in a solid effort.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, that was really good.
Bortoletto was P9, and then Gasly was P10.
Actually, speaking of Bortoletto, we didn't touch on this. He got through to Q3, and then on the way back to the pit lane from Q2, his car broke down in the F2 pit lane.
So that's why he never set a time? Is because, I like didn't track that at all. I didn't know it just like died.
In the F2 pit lane, and the team's not allowed to go down and get him. So he tried to get the car started again, couldn't get it done. The stewards touched his car, so he was out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang. I mean, he made up a place from P10, but yeah, oh my gosh, that's crazy. It's a reliability season for sure.
100%.
But yeah, let's see what else. We had 6 total cars DNF. The post-race interviews, Jensen is no longer going to be haunted by Danica Patrick.
He looks so much happier and brighter.
It's so interesting. I saw someone say like, oh, Lewis just posted a shirtless running selfie video. Who's next? Danica.
You know what? Not mad.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really engaged a lot with her commentary. It seemed very much like filler.
Yeah.
And like, I'd love to see women racing and women being in the broadcast. But I don't...
Talking about...
Yeah. I think if she was a man, I also would probably say the same, though.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're a man or woman. If you're talking like that, get out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But I did notice in the post-race interviews, there were a couple moments that I was just like happy. So I think it was FP1 or maybe Q1. I can't remember. They show Alexandra and they show her as Alexandra Leclerc,
Yes.
Charlotte Leclerc's wife. That was so cute. And then in his post-race interview, he had his wedding band on.
Mum goes, doesn't suit him. They'll be divorced in a year. And I was like, what? I was like, where is this going?
He's also God's favorite. He's beautiful, drives a Ferrari. His wife is gorgeous. He's winning.
His dog's beautiful.
Yeah. That dog has a better life than me.
What the hell?
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I thought that was so cute that he just like had his wedding band. Like I know like he's like married now, but like I just thought it was so cute to like see evidence of it. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. On the podium, Charles was terrorizing George with the champagne, just trying I think he was trying to get it in his ear. Which is so funny.
Oh my god. Wait, did you see what George did when he walked on the podium? Obviously, we didn't talk about it, but in the F1 intro, he's not doing his T-pose anymore. He walks along the podium, he goes...
He's so funny. Well, yeah, when they asked him why, he's like, I'm saving it for special occasions. Race 1. I guess he's saving it for wins, which makes sense because he didn't do it when he got P1, when he got pole in quali. So he must be saving it for wins.
Yeah, well, there was a reason he got onto his car and did it. So maybe it's like that's the new thing. Like, you know how everyone goes like 1 or
yeah.
He's just T.
I do love it. I do just think it's hilarious that it was like him or Alex or someone, like it was like the taller drivers because they could like reach the sides of the tunnel they were filming in. Wait, let's talk about the intro. Also,
George's new pose. Have you seen the memes that have already come out with it?
Of whose?
George's new pose because he's like this or whatever.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I've seen the Kimmy ones. That's the only ones I've seen.
I need to find them for you. They're so. I think I sent them to Brit on TikTok, so I'll save the video and send it to you. But like, because he's like this, there's one with like someone's photoshopped a dead Antonelli just hung over his shoulder, and an army bag with like grenades in it. Like, it's so funny.
Oh my god,
like, really bad, but it's so funny.
That is hilarious. I will say, I don't. So there's 2 more drivers to account for, right? Because there's 11 teams. So the lead in to the like F1 intro song, they do a little bit of a change up of it every season, but like it's typically the traditional like the way it leads in. There's like double or triple the amount of the lead in before it goes into the da 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 the like traditional intro. And I'm always caught off and I'll start humming along with it and I'll be ahead and I'm like seeing Sergio Perez's face. But it's also like, no offense to these drivers because they're my age.
Yeah.
But like, it's like the oldest people you've ever seen in your life and then a literal fetus of like, it'll cut from like Fernando Alonso to Ollie Behrman and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, literally.
But yeah. And then they've also, I don't know how I feel about it. They've made like some of the drivers this big. And the other drivers are like this close to you. And I don't know. I almost would prefer the CGI from last season if the CGI from last season didn't make me feel so weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. But
you can't win either way. Like there's always
it's like Carlos Sainz is like this big. I've seen the memes of mini Carlos Sainz. I have. But
it's his brain.
It's like I have my glasses on and I'm like, who is that?
Genuinely. Oh my god, I need to know if you've seen this video. This is someone's taken this video from the Melbourne walk, so this is like the entry to the paddock, right? It's so funny. It's Toto Wolff coming.
Oh my god. That looks like it hurt.
He just knocks himself out in front of the entirety of the Melbourne walk. There's definitely
just everyone, and then he's like, I'm all good. His head's probably like, I'm shocked he didn't have like a goose egg.
He should have just dropped to the ground. That would have been so much funnier.
What do you guys call when you have like a lump because you hit your head?
A bump?
Yeah. Well, I think in America people call them goose eggs. Like you have a big goose egg.
We just call it like, got a lump, a bump, an egg. Okay. Got an egg on your head.
Interesting.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't ever use that saying. I don't hit my head a lot though, thankfully.
What is that called?
Goose egg. Goose egg. Yeah, but I think that's everything. But my last bullet point is I just like still don't understand how overtake mode works, but whatever.
Back to that.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought I did. We did a whole episode on it.
I know.
Where's Boost? Who is Boost? I don't know Boost.
I don't know. Guys, maybe just don't even listen to what we said about the regs, because I actually don't think we understand. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't actually know if we do. I'm confident in straight mode and corner mode. And the
Oh, I forgot
and the
about.
qualifying setup like that and the power unit changes and that is fine, but like
Well, actually,
I
that's a good,
don't
because they were saying, because like next weekend, next weekend for you. I think it's Sunday for you. I don't know.
yeah.
It's Monday for me. So this weekend we've got China. So we've got a
Yeah.
sprint race. So we go sprint quali, sprint.
We didn't play the national anthem.
Ah!
Oh.
Australians all let us rejoice, for we
I'm just so excited.
We changed the words to our national anthem, I think, because I don't know if it's we are one and free or we are young and free.
Probably one.
We are young and free. Can't you tell? We are one and free with something else and something else. I see.
Oh my god.
Our land abounds in nature's gifts. I don't know. I haven't sung that since primary school. Australian anthem outro.
Yeah, I guess so.
China this weekend, so it's going to be interesting to see how they are able to go from the quali setup to the sprint quali setup to the sprint setup to the quali setup to the race setup.
I just need to remind, not that he's ever heard it from me, but Stefano Domenicali, please don't give us more sprint races. We don't need them. We have the attention span. If we want it, we'll dedicate it to you. I just don't think sprint races are going to get you more viewers.
No. You know what will get you more viewers? Cancelling all the Middle East and American races and doing 10 Australian Grand Prix.
Well, not all the US races, please.
Oh yeah, sorry, Sof, I forget you're American. I'm like, can the US? They started this war.
Maybe let us keep a few.
Get rid of Miami. I think we keep Austin. I think Austin's a really good race.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sof. Vegas, let's get rid of it.
It's fine.
We get rid of Vegas. We get rid of Miami. We can keep.
But we have Mexico City. We have Interlagos, like the Americas leg. Like that's
let's
fine.
get rid of Canada. But Baku, Azerbaijan was just hit by a bomb. So are we going to have to cancel Baku, Saudi, Bahrain, Abu Dhabi? Like, do you know what I mean? Let's just have all the Australian Grand Prix. They're already looking at making a second Melbourne because they're looking at cancelling.
Really?
Yeah. Well, this is the shit thing. I want the Adelaide Grand Prix back. But whoever the stupid Melbourne Victoria Premier was at the time has signed a 10-year exclusivity deal with Melbourne. So we can only have a race in Melbourne until 2035.
So if they did another, would they do the same track or would they?
So it has to be Albert Park again. But they're genuinely looking into doing it again because it's looking like they're going to have to cancel some of the Middle East races because of everything going on. Like, it's just
That's so interesting. It's interesting that they wouldn't do like more, I don't know, like redo a Monza or redo like a...
Well, Imola, I've heard they're looking at Melbourne, they're looking at Imola, and they're looking at Portimao, like Portugal. Either of those three I'd be happy. All three. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Options, but... Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit scary what's going on. So I kind of hope they cancel it just for the sake that... I mean, we've already had teams and cars stuck in Bahrain. Yeah. Qatar. Oh, Qatar's the other one they might have to cancel. So, like...
Yeah.
So much
in
the air. It's a bit scary.
I can't remember who the creator is, but he was saying, like, as much as they should, I don't know that they will because of the money involved. Which is, like, that's the tough part about like this sport is it's like for like normal people it's like so much fun to watch and go and enjoy, but like at the end of the day it's like all tied up in oil money, you know, and that's a complicated thing.
And the scary thing is they won't cancel it because I know someone's going to correct me if I'm saying the wrong country, but a couple years ago, I don't know if you remember that, I'm sure it was in Jeddah, I'm sure it was Saudi Arabia, they were already there and there was some sort of war going on. And drivers literally said, if you cannot ensure our safety, we are not driving. So I don't think they're going to cancel it. Like, I mean, obviously they eventually cancelled Russia. They cancelled China when they had to. But, like, was after all this stuff was like ongoing for ages. So I don't know whether we can expect any of this to be cancelled, but I think it's silly not to. Like, the people that are living in those
I
countries
agree.
are already in a state of despair and like tragedy. Why do we need to add more to that? Like, it's not safe for the drivers to be there. It's not safe for personnel to be there. Let's not put them in danger. But also, it's not going to be safe for like even the citizens there to be going to these races. Like,
Right, and it's not like
this race
ethical.
there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like not, I don't know. In my opinion, I don't really think it's like the right thing to do
It's
either.
insane.
Like morally, yeah. I don't know. Morally, I think a lot of things. But I'm not in charge.
It's tough, but
Tricky. But yeah, hopefully wishing for people in these regions to stay safe, feeling absolutely devastated by loss of life, which is just like such a corporate way, like politically correct way to say like people are being killed and people are dead, and like that's horrible. And hopefully right thing happens and is done, but one can only really vote and hope that the people that you vote for are doing the things that you want them to do. So anyways, what a somber note to end. I'm wearing my Charles Leclerc shirt.
Hi, Charles Leclerc.
You know what? P3.
Let's quickly look at a Toto Wolff hitting his head again to brighten it up a little bit more. Everyone laugh. Everyone laugh. No sound. Just knocking himself out.
Oh, hold on. I have the video of Toto turning to the camera.
Let's see that too. Let's go some funny Toto moments.
It's so good.
I love him so much. He's literally like,
oh my gosh,
I love it. Like, I can't explain it, but he looks like the Grinch in a hot way.
The Grinch, when his things get all curly, there's like one gif of the Grinch if you look it up in like iMessage, and he's like,
yeah,
devious, yeah. So anyways,
I
guess we'll see what Toto has in store for the rest of the season. We'll catch you all next week for the Chinese Grand Prix.
Oh my god. All right.
We're so back.
We're so back. So's Ferrari. We're all so back.
But I'm only saying that hypothetically. Only hypothetically. Anyone who's listening should just carry on.
Yeah. It's fine. Bye-bye.
Bye.